and the preliminaries and the plans that we worked off of to start with and to think about it. But I think it's such an opportunity. And you got to remember, Gary, you got a lot of things that are really negative forces in the national community right now. I mean, it's not. I don't think it's the star bonds it's the negative right now. I really don't. I think it's just where we're at in the government. I mean, can you imagine getting ready to pay $5 a gallon for gas, and we don't have an energy policy national? Don't matter which administration's been in.
That's right.
And so we got things out of our control that are direct effects on Southern Illinois, huge effects. So, no, I think it'll eventually be developed in some form, and I'm not sure what that is yet.
I think a lot of people hope you're right about that. There's a lot of enthusiasm for the project.
Oh, you guys come out for it. I mean, I really appreciate your position on it because you were exactly right. It makes a lot of sense for Southern Illinois.
Yeah. Well, thanks. I appreciate that. And I want to point out to anyone listening that Bob is referring to a position he took on the opinion page. And we have covered the news right down the middle concerning Star and everything else. We've got about 3 more minutes here. And I don't know if either of the panelists has another question. And if you don't, I'd like, do you have anything more?
What I got to ask is, do you think Cabela's is still a possibility?
I'm sorry?
Do you think Cabela's is still a possibility?
Oh, I don't know who it is.
Okay.
I mean, I couldn't tell you that. There's a lot of market studies going on by different companies like them, so I can't tell you. I don't know.
I don't think Mark will mind, but Mark is
Sure, I'll
certainly
go
hoping
bankrupt.
Cabela's
Yeah,
does come to
I'll
town.
Hey, I order from them.
I have to have my check direct deposited.
That's a real interesting story if you've ever been in one. But take the next few minutes and talk about your vision for Marion, what Marion will look like under your leadership, and what we might anticipate in 5, 10, 20 years.
What I see is taking a hard look at the form of government we're in today and presenting something to the people that is reasonable and progressive in how to manage Marion forward. I see a council that will read all contracts before the contract is signed. I see a council that will put out for bid all jobs that are done that are greater than the determined limits that are not bid that will be put out for bid. I see a council when people come before them that they will treat the people with respect and how they address the citizens of Marion. I see a city which is run efficient and the utilities and things are updated and brought forward. I see an older part of the town that with the proper zoning and the proper handling of building and everything that will be redeveloped. I think the hub tip makes a lot of sense. I had them put housing in there because I think when you've got streets and sidewalks and water and sewer already there, you've got to take incentives and get people to come back to the older part of town and tear down 2 or 3 houses and build 1 house on 2 or 3 lots and just change the way that looks. But I mean, there's just so many good things that I see developing, and with the new street that we're going to get on the south side of the mall, I see all that land to the south that will be developed. I mean, we're just before Star Bonds was ever thought about, we were already approving to take Carbon Street to 4 lanes going north before it was ever thought about, because we see the potential of the development that is out there. It's a matter of just continuing to put things into place and getting the structure right, and then having the management that makes good decisions. on it. And it don't matter whether it's from Rent One Ballpark or the redevelopment of the mall. You know, it don't matter. You've got to have people there who will think it through and not do a knee-jerk reaction and make good, solid, long-term decisions. Because you're right, Gary. We don't want to only know what it's going to look like today, tomorrow. I want to know what it's going to look like 8 years from now. I want to know what that decision is going to look like 15 years from now. Let's make good decisions that are long-term and solid decisions.
Okay, well, thank you very much for being with us, Bob. I think you've explained your views clearly, and I think the bottom line that some people might draw is that you feel Marion's in a good position right now, but with some modernization and proper business practices, things could get even better.
100%.
Okay, thanks very much.
Thank you. I appreciate it.